Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 28 of The Road to Glory. Pretty crazy how far we've actually gotten, 28 episodes. And well, we've only gotten through, well, we're almost getting through our second year here, so that's pretty good. Now, if you guys could show your support for the series, greatly appreciate it if you could hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, and hopefully you will enjoy this one. As you can tell from the title, we're going to try and look at bringing in some more solid workers. And I say that because KYLER's basics went up 1 point in the last episode. Now, there's still a possibility that it is capped at 84. But at the end of last episode, he did actually go up to 85B+. Now, like I said, it could go back down and it could still be capped at 84. Or we might have broken through that sort of plateau that he was at. Similar sort of thing happened with the psychology not too long ago. Anyway, let's get into the episode. I want to do one show before we start looking at other people. Now, the guys that I'm thinking about bringing in, we have Air Attack Weasel and Thrill Seeker. Both of those guys I've talked about in previous episodes. So they're going to come in. We're also going to look at maybe a bit of, well, James Prudence would be a good option. As you can see, he's got 87 B+ for basics. And I mean, all across the board, he's really good. He is going to be pretty expensive though, 2,500 per appearance. But he is the type of guy that could more than likely carry us into cult. You know, if we get him on a written deal for, let's say, 7 or 8 years, he could easily be our top talent. He also has, if we look at his popularity here, C's across the board. Now, I'm very, very interested because he's got C's in Mexico, which is going to be our first international region that we venture out into. Of course, we want to get cult in the US first, and then we'll venture out into northern Mexico. So, I mean, he could easily be our top heel, well, he's a face, I think, actually, isn't he? No, he's a heel. I was right. Okay. So yeah, once we do go to cult, we will have a face-heel divide. I do want to play with that. Now, one guy I wanted to bring in was Steve Flash, but he is still rejecting negotiations, which is fair enough. You've got to respect that. We did pull out of the contract, which is a little bit frustrating because I really wanted to get him in to have a bit of a rivalry with KYLER. I think that would have been pretty interesting to watch. Maybe like a best of 3 series or something like that. Anyway, still having our problems backstage, with Callie Slick and Primus Allen. We did actually sign Air Attack Weasel. I don't think we signed Thrill Seeker. No, we didn't. So we're going to sign him next. And of course, Air Attack Weasel. I think I'm going to put them in a tag team together. Just to add another tag team to our ranks. Anyway, let's do a bit of meddling here with Callie Slick and Primus. Alright, so that worked. We got strong back down to strong dislike, which is not ideal still, but it's good enough for now, I guess. I guess we'll just keep trying. As you can see, economy is still at a 4, so we're almost to the 0 point where it will start to actually rise again. I mean, it's pretty much been falling for the entire series so far. And I guess, in a way, we could be making so much more money with a good financial, institution? A good financial rating in the US. Anyway, we're going to start off with an Air Attack Weasel match. I would like him. He does have really good popularity, so he can be somewhat, well, he's a main eventer anyway, but he can be our top guy in the Southwest region. And our main event's going to be Air Attack Weasel taking on Mobstar for the main event. And Air Attack Weasel is indeed going to pick up a victory here. Alright, so that's our main event. We want to get a few other matches on the card. I really want to get KYLER and El Mitico teaming together. Purely for the fact that I really want El Mitico's stamina to rub off. KYLER still hasn't recovered back to his stamina that he had prior to the injury. I think he's still 1 point off the B+, so we're going to get those two together. And they can actually take on... Yeah, so they can take on... Where are they? Let's go with Samael the Accuser and Devious Dr. Fang. Of course, El Mitico has a bit of a rivalry with Devious Dr. Fang and the other members of the stable. I've completely forgotten the name. It's like... Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it right now. I literally need to see it before I could even try and pronounce the Spanish stable name. We'll give the victory to KYLER. The loser can be DDF. And he's extremely unhappy. Okay. I guess Samael can lose then. That's fine. Even though Samael is essentially the leader of their stable. And their stable is Discípulos del Diablo. The Disciples of the Devil, I think. Or Devil's Disciples, that's what it is, yeah. I do want to do a team name. Yeah, we'll do a team name for Samael and DDF, and we're going to call them... This was a suggestion in, I think, episode 26, I think. And they're going to be called Evil Inc. Nice and simple, but it fits exactly what their sort of characters are at the moment. We then want to go a couple more matches. We'll go a couple of singles matches. Exclude booked. Let's go with Sunny Wildside taking on Primus Allen. That can kick off the show. And then let's go with another singles match as well. Possibly with Ernest. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so singles match. Instead, let's go with someone else. Let's go with Austin Smooth, the guy we haven't really used too much because he's been on a Japanese tour. And he can take on Hush, I think. Relatively simple match. And I do want to give Austin the victory. He has improved, to be fair. If I show you his skills here, he's starting to look really, really good. Especially for his age. I mean, that top row looks pretty outstanding. And good to see his basics in psychology. Selling's a little bit rough, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, let's do angles. Can we give Air Attack Weasel an angle? We cannot. Okay. That's fine. Let's go with Mobstar in that case. Give him a menace angle. We then want to give KYLER and El Mitico angle together as well. And then, of course, we'll give our big bad Primus Allen his angle to start the show. And we'll reduce that to 9 minutes there, so we can grab one more 6-minute angle. And Primus, alright. That looks pretty good. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I made it in the Southwest. Double check. Generic venue, Southwest. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with an 85 B+. That is crazy. We then go to a 65C, probably should have been the main event. We have Primus Allen defeating Sunny Wildside in 10:21 by pinfall with a running power slam. We then go to a 55C- for Kyle Adams and El Mitico Jr. Their angle together. Their tag team match does pretty well, getting a 59C. We've got Kyle Adams and El Mitico Jr. defeating Evil Inc. in 9:31 when Kyle Adams defeated Samael the Accuser by pinfall with a K trigger. And yeah, of course, DDF or Evil Inc. do have great chemistry, which is one of the reasons why they are together. And of course, they're in a stable together as well. Good match though, I'm pretty happy with that. No improvements. We then go to a pretty bad match. 38D-. We have Austin Smooth defeating Hush in 9:26 by submission with a smooth hold. But we also have Hush improving in technical skills. We then go to a 66C+ for the main event angle from Mobstar. Of course, another menace angle. And the main event does better than everything else, which is good to see. A 69C+. We have Air Attack Weasel defeating Mobstar in 1935 by pinfall with an Air Attack Ace. And a nice victory there for Air Attack Weasel. Alright, let's end the show. We end the show with a 55C- overall rating, which is very good, considering we were in the Southwest. And I'm definitely happy with that. That type of rating is pretty... It almost seems ridiculous, because we were essentially getting that type of rating in the Mid-South. Alright. Alright, we have a pay rise request from Elmidico. I mean, we have to give it to him, unfortunately, but, well, we give 75% of what he's asking. Let's have a look at the popularity here. So we're still at 45, which we got last episode in the Mid-South, which is really good because, you know, we need to try and edge closer towards the 47 importance. But the real important thing at the moment is the 21 popularity in the Southwest. As you can see, the importance is 1 point lower. So we've still got quite a way to go, but obviously we're losing money as well at the same time. But running 8 shows, or 7 or 8 shows, it depends. I might run 2 shows in the Mid-South to try and... It's going to slow down the progress a little bit, but at the same time, we're not going to struggle too much financially, which could be a bit of an issue depending on how many months it's going to take us to sort of get to that cult level. Anyway, I mean, another thing we could do, now I have talked about it previously, is the broadcasting, right? Now, if we go to coverage in the USA, we have now DOS, which we need to be cult for. So ignore those two. But we have these two. La Red de la Lucha. Now, we need 44 popularity in 3 regions. We have the Mid-South already. Obviously going for the Southwest there as well. But if we did decide to get 44 popularity in Northern Mexico, now, there is this channel here, Los Deporte Hoy. They're actually less of a popularity, minimum popularity needed. They're only 30. Now, we're almost at a 30 already for the Southwest region. Now, getting on TV would not only help the popularity growth, because it would be covering all 3 regions, but we'd also get some... Actually, maybe we wouldn't. It's free to air. Yeah, so we wouldn't actually be making any money with that. However, if we were on this channel, we would actually be able to try and build up without actually running shows in Mexico, because we would have the very small coverage there. It's a bit of a mind melt, let's say. So we get to 30 popularity in the 3 regions that we need, 1 in Mexico, and then Mid-South, Southwest on this channel. We then keep running our shows, grinding to cult in the Southwest, while we gain popularity due to having very small coverage in Northern Mexico. Well, all of Mexico really, but you get the drift. We then get to 44 popularity in Northern Mexico, thus allowing us to get on this channel, which is a 44D. It would take a while, don't get me wrong, but if we get on that channel, then we have the opportunity to actually earn money having a TV show, as it is a commercial channel, which means you don't gain as many fans for having it on that TV station, However, you do gain a lot of revenue. As you can see there, the revenue is pretty stable. It's an interesting thing to look at. And I think we obviously need... There's a lot of things that come into play there. I'll make my decision. We're obviously just going to continue running in the southwest region for now. Alright, who am I looking at? I'm looking up Thrill Seeker, aren't I? Alright, there he is. So let's bring him in as well. It's going to be pretty tough. He's pretty expensive, but he's going to be really good. Try and get it as low as possible with that downside. Just in case we don't decide to use him for a month. Still going to be really expensive no matter what. Alright, so 15. He wants 1,500 per appearance. That's really steep, but he is really good, let's be real. He is top quality. He can also speak on the mic, so that helps as well. What is his popularity in the US, though? It's really bad in the US. Okay, well that's got me a little bit worried. Anyway. Let's keep advancing. Oh, Harbin Gerard is... He's coming up a few times on this site, these incidents. And his personality's gotten worse as a result of that. Okay, maybe I need to start getting a bit more serious and giving people some fines if they're causing bad backstage behavior. Alright, once again, let's try and positive metal, and it's backfired again, and it's back to hatred. Okay, well, that was a pretty bad... What is it called? Pre-show locker room. That was pretty bad. Anyway. Maybe next time they... And by they I mean Cali Slick and Primus Allen. Maybe next time they decide to stop hating each other and just disliking. I might leave it there. I might do that. Anyway. We need a main event for this show. Kind of want to do... Let's do Angel of Mercy and Primus Allen. They have negative chemistry. Let's not do that then. Let's go with Marv Statler. Have we done this match before? Yes, we have. We did it last month. Okay. What about Dean Waldorf? Okay, they've never versed each other one-on-one, so that's perfect. Should be a really good match, actually. Alright, there we go. That's the main event. We'll get a tag match. Let's go with the Ards. And they can take on... Yeah, the tag team champs. The Suffering. Give Seth a nice little victory there. Non-title, of course. We then need a match for KYLER. Let's go with Austin Smooth. I don't think this match will do too well because... I mean, he's got 26 popularity now. It's not too bad. I'm assuming Austin has really bad popularity. 29, okay. Oh, he's with CZCW. Fair enough. Alright, it might not do as bad as I think it is then. We'll leave the winner blank as well. Chuck that up there, and then I think we'll go with... Let's go with a 3-on-3. And let's have... Evil Inc. Sorry, what is it? Disciples. Yeah, something. should probably change their name. I was gonna make it Evil Inc. because I do really like that name, but it just doesn't have that sort of Mexican rudo feel to it. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted it to sound Mexican, but at the same time, my pronunciation sucks really bad, so. Yeah, there it is. Discípulos del Diablo. Then we're going to give Samael the victory. Of course, he lost in the last show. So I kind of want to make him win in this one. Anyway, there we go. Let's book our angles. So Primus Allen needing his menace angle, as per usual. We'll give an angle to KYLER. And then we need to turn that back down to 8. And then let's go with Samael, and he can be joined by Hush and Devious Dr. Fang. There you go, Menace, and then those two cannot be rated because they both suck. Anyway, that'll go first, and I think that's a pretty good show there. Let's run it. Southwest. Alright, so we start off with a 62C for the Discípulos del Diablo angle. Pretty much with Samael just commanding the angle there. Their match does pretty bad, getting a 38D-. You've got Discípulos del Diablo defeating Kyuichi Matsumoto, Gideo Kato, and Ralph Liotta in 801 when Samael defeated Gideo by pinfall with a Poison of God. I've got lots of improvements. You've got Gideo improving in flying skills and performance skills. And then we have Hush improving in rumble skills as well. We then go to a 52D+, so a little bit lower without El Mítico in the angle. Interesting. Not great there from KYLER. His match does better than I thought it would, actually. I thought it might get a D. So we get a 51D+, 2 points away from a C- there. And we actually have Austin Smooth defeating Kyle Adams in 942 by submission with a smooth hold. But we also have Kyle Adams improving in technical skills, which is really good to see. Getting that top row up a little bit more. We then go to a 57C-. We have the Suffering defeating Yards in 1013 when Seth Whitehead defeated Harbin Gerard by submission with a Minnesota stretch. We also have Harbin Gerard improving in technical skills as well. We then go to a 77B for Primus Allen's Menace angle. And the main event absolutely bombs, getting a 52D+. Primus Allen defeating Dean Waldorf in 2023 by pinfall with a running power slam. And yeah, Primus and Dean just don't click at all. But we also have Primus Allen improving in performance skills, so it's a bad main event, but it's a bit of a positive coming out of it. Let's just say that. And the show, we get a 45D, which is still really good considering our popularity in the region is only at 21, might be 22 now, but yeah, still pretty good. I'm happy with Ds. As long as I hit Ds, or at least D+, I think is probably a bit better, because it might be a bit more of a popularity gain. Anyway, I feel like we really need to sort some of these issues out, these morale issues. Now, guys like Canadian Crusher, I feel like we can probably let him go and maybe bring in someone a bit younger that we can actually try and use and develop, because Crusher's 31 now. I mean, he's actually on a bit of a hefty wage for being a lower mid-carder. He's on 575 per show. And, I mean, he's really just not that over, so I think we might, let's negotiate with old mate here. And I think we'll just go down to one appearance. And we're going to try and get him out of the company, I think. I'm just not a fan of him. I'm not a fan. I don't think he's got enough upside. And his psychology is too low. Let's have a quick look at the creative meeting and hidden gems. I mean, no one in here is really standing out to me all that much. I mean, the architect is young, but I think his negative influence is pretty good. But if he is a negative influence, then it's going to put a bit of a hamper on things. One other thing that was discussed was me doing a bit of a show around the world, the Seaverse. I will be doing that. We're going to do it at the end of this year, so at the end of 2017. I'm just going to take a look around towards the end of the episode. Okay, interesting. Logan Wolfsbane and Rob Reynolds both going to be touring with Pride Glory there as well. Alright, there is Thrill Seeker and the new one appearance contract for Crusher. Interesting. I mean, everybody wants to see, well, a few people want to see a few things around the world, but there we have south of the border looking like they're going to go against each other. A bit of hostility between the two companies, between them and TCW. Okay, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like a bit of hostility in the air. I mean, it'd be interesting if they actually went to war with each other. I mean, I think we know who would probably win that battle. Ooh, Thrill Seeker is an opener, apparently. We'll make him lower mid-card, and I think we'll give him a match against KYLER for his first match. We might actually have to job him up to being a mid-carder, upper mid-card level talent. Purely for the fact that he just... Ooh. Okay, I like that. Okay, hostilities with CZCW and GSW as well. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it was pretty much inevitable with us touring essentially in their region. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's pretty strange, but where can we have a look at that? We can have a look at that at relationships. There we go. So basically all hostility means is the promotions don't like each other and it has no effect, really. Yeah, just basically means that they don't really ever want to engage in a positive relationship in the future. Obviously, it can change and go to a higher level, being at war with each other. Alrighty, Southwest generic venue. We're up to a 22, which is good to see. 22E minus. And let's book our main event. Now, we obviously want to do a bit better than we did last episode. Last show, sorry. So let's do Devious Dr. Fang, and he can take on Primus Allen. Really want to see if Primus can pull up DDF to a pretty decent rating. At least a C, if not a C+. It is going to be scripted, though, unfortunately, because of the lack of psychology from DDF. Then we're going to do a singles match. We're going to have KYLER take on Thrill Seeker. KYLER to get the victory, of course. I like it. Then we'll do a tag match. Let's have Sons of Tomorrow taking on Venomous Death. Give Takano the victory there. And then finally, one more singles match. Let's go with Ernest Youngman. And he can take on Silvestre Bernier. I think we've done this match. Yeah, we've done it once. Let's do it again. I want to see... Well, I want Silvestre to be versing some of the best wrestlers we have. Just to try and accelerate that psychology a little bit. Because once he gets psychology, I think he's going to be a top talent, really. He's got the basics. He's got the safety, got the selling, stamina's pretty good, and most importantly, he's got the star quality. Not to mention, chain wrestling, mat wrestling, extremely high. Submissions is a bit low, but that's fine. I think he's passable to putting over a good match. And we'll have that one go first. Let's do our angles. So we need Primus with his Menace angle. KYLER can have his angle as well. And then let's go with Ernest to kick off the show. Alright, there we go. Another show booked. Let's run this one. I know we're already in the Southwest region. So we started with a 54 C- for Ernest's angle. His match gets a 57 C-. We have Ernest Youngman defeating Silvestre Bernier in 10:18 by pinfall with the hit. We also have Silvestre Bernier improving in performance skills, which is hopefully his psychology. We then go straight into a 53 C- for Venomous Death defeating the Sons of Tomorrow in 9:17 when Avalanche Takano defeated Robin Delay by pinfall with a Mountain Takano. A few improvements here. We've got Bret Heartbreak improving in performance skills and Cobra improving in technical skills as well. We then go to a 54 C- for Kyle Adams, his angle, which is better than the last one. Of course, the last one was a D+. Good to see this one hitting a C-. His match does well, 52 D+. Kyle Adams defeating Thrill Seeker in 10:22 by pinfall with a K trigger. And Thrill Seeker debuting his Thrill Seeker gimmick, getting an initial rating of below average. But we also have Thrill Seeker improving in performance skills as well. I guess KYLER, maybe KYLER's psychology or safety rubbing off a little bit on Thrill Seeker. We then go to a 78B for Primus Allen's Menace angle. And the main event gets a really good rating. That's what I wanted to see. A 67 C+. We've got Primus Allen defeating Devious Dr. Fang in 2021 by pinfall with a running power slam. And Devious Dr. Fang is improving in performance skills as well. So, all in all, pretty successful show. And it gets us a 52 D+ for our overall show rating. 1 point away from a C-. Yeah, definitely a good show. Good to see that Thrill Seeker, despite the really, really low popularity, he's actually essentially pulling off really good good ratings there. Who's this guy? Ikawa. Yeah, he was another one that I was looking at. I mean, he could be a champion for us for a few years, like in our main event scene. I mean, the Menace, the star quality, and then the top row. I know his stamina is really bad because of his age, but the brawling, like he could have some really good matches. How much is he going to be? 2,400 per show. He's a locker room leader, so that would help. Barely any popularity. He's got 90 popularity in Japan. Oh my god. The thing is, if we don't sign him, there's a possibility that he might retire. So, and he can work in the USA, as you can see. It's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's think about that for maybe an episode. I mean, we can just have let's just have a look because we do want to replace Canadian Crusher as well. I would like to go with someone young, so preferably under the age of 28, I guess. American Elemental. I'm assuming he's just come into the game, so I think we're we're just gonna sign him straight away. As you can see, he's incredible. He really is incredible. I mean, the chain wrestling, the technical wrestling, and then the flying, high flying ability is just really top level. And as you can see, he's at the moment very, very cheap, as he has no popularity in the US, pretty much. I mean, that's super cheap. All right, there we go. American Elemental. I think that's a pretty good replacement for Canadian Crusher. Just saying. I would really like to bring Anarchist in to join the stable. Who's this guy? Antonio Vaughn. He's really bad. Orville Caron. He's also really bad. Avenil Ule. Also really bad. I'm glad he's bad because I really didn't want to try and pronounce his name. Just going to go down in here very quickly because we want to... Ooh, who's this guy? Carlos Stinston. I think we might have looked at this guy before. He's actually not too bad. Currently working for TCW out of their dojo, I should say. Good old Christopher Ball, eh? Darren Winner with Mid-Atlantic. I'll tell you what, he actually looks pretty good. That menace is ridiculous. The psychology, on the other hand, is absolutely dreadful. A 7F. But he's only 20. And he's only going to be 120 per show. And he's a protege of Sam Keith. And he's a positive... Alright, we're signing... we're signing him. It's pretty simple there. The thing is, he's the protege of Sam Keith. So therefore, he'll probably get psychology bonuses passed down as a result. Alright, there we go. That's super cheap. I mean, he could actually go in a stable with maybe Robin DeLay. I feel like they could be a pretty brutal stable. Anyway, I like the guy. I mean, Utagawa, maybe? Where was I at? We've got Serizawa as well. Who's better between Serizawa and Shozo Utagawa? Shuzo's probably a little bit better, just with his performance skills there. The thing is, if we bring another Japanese wrestler in, we could essentially have a trio or another stable of Japanese wrestlers. I mean, we could bring this guy in. He's a lot better. Sozen Ishinomori? good old Spencer. We're gonna sign him once we go cult. I literally don't want to lose him again. I mean, Sterling Whitlock, he's got to be pretty good now because he spent a lot of time in Japan. .95 A-star stamina. Head Fullington. Texas Hangman. I mean, he looks pretty cool, just saying. 6'7", 360 pounds. Interesting. I mean, do I want to sign him as well? The only downside, that selling is really, really bad. Really bad. Who's this guy? Travers Valentine. Eh. I mean, Robin Newman could be an option. That's selling. Would probably make a really good jobber. Maybe not. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Let's just advance to the next show. Still thinking about bringing that. Maybe if we bring the Japanese guy in, he could be the leader of the Japanese stable. He's just so expensive. That's the only thing. Like, we would have to maybe only use him for the sort of pay-per-views or the big events. I mean, Dazzling Dave Diamond, that would be a decent signing. Still no effect on the old meddling between Primus and Callie. Alright, so let's book the main event. Let's go with El Midico. And he can take on... Actually, I think he can take on Air Attack Weasel. That's a good match. For 20 minutes. And then I think we'll have Air Attack Weasel go over. Then we'll have a tag match. Let's go with... Let's go with the Ring Generals. They can take on KYLER Adams and... Sonny? Austin? I'm just trying to think. I really don't know who to actually put with him for this match. Maybe Callie Slick? Bit of a strange link up. Hopefully, I mean, can Callie Slick botch on KYLER being his tag team partner? Probably. We'll give Callie Slick the victory. Doesn't need to be sleeve built. I suppose actually we could do it. Let's do a 20-minute match. We'll do 20 minutes. And Dean can be the loser because Marv's being a little bit of an annoying talent. Say that in inverted, commas or quotation marks. And then let's do a triple threat. Because we have a lot of people we haven't used for this show. So what we'll do Mobster, Takano, and actually we'll do Buster Cap instead of Mobstar because we haven't used him yet. And Sunny? Yeah, we'll go Sunny as well. I mean, realistically, that's also another really good match. We'll leave it blank because I don't really care who wins that one. That can go there. We then need... Let's go with an El Mitico angle for the main event. We'll go with a... Let's go with a Takano. Actually, let's go Sunny and Jenny. And then finally, let's go Callie Slick and Kyle Adams. Basically getting on the same page. We're also going to have a pre-show match just because I want to get some of the other guys on the card. And of course, we're also going to have Canadian Crusher's last match. So Crusher can team up with the Sons of Tomorrow and they can take on... Yeah, they can take on the Yards. Well, they can take on the Young Canadians, basically. So we'll chuck Silvestre alongside Floris and Harbin. Give it 10, and that's a pretty good pre-show match. We'll give the victory to Silvestre. Yeah, I think we will. The loser can obviously be your boy Canadian Crusher. There we go. Okay. Double check, Southwest. Perfect. Let's run the show. Starting off with a 40D minus for the pre-show. Got the Young Canadians defeating Canadian Crusher and the Sons of Tomorrow in 10-13 when Silvestre defeated Canadian Crusher by pinfall. And we actually have Bret Heartbreak improving in technical skills and Harbin Gerard improving in performance skills. Which I'm pretty happy with. That's pretty much the point of doing these. We then go to a 56 C-. We have Kyle Adams and his unlikely tag team partner, Callie Slick. And they take on the Ring Generals, getting a 61 C. We do have Kyle Adams and Callie Slick winning the match, defeating the Ring Generals in 2021, when Callie Slick defeated Dean Waldorf by pinfall with a slick back. And yeah, Callie carried the match. We then go to a 34 E+ rated angle between Sunny and his manager, Jenny Playmate. Triple Threat gets a 55 C-. We have Avalanche Takano defeating Buster Cap and Sunny Wildside in 10-18 when Avalanche defeated Sunny by pinfall with a Mountain Takano. Fully deserved, he had the highest in-ring performance. Moving on to a 56 C- from El Mitico Jr.'s pre-main event angle. And the main event does relatively well, 62 C. We have Air Attack Weasel defeating El Mitico Jr. in 1933 by pinfall with an Air Attack Ace. No improvements. Alright, let's end the show. Get a 47D, which again is it's still good enough and it's still going to increase us a lot of popularity. You know, we don't need to be putting on the best shows possible, but at the same time, it gives us a good chance to... Oh, there we go. Crusher had a booking complaint, and he's now gone from SW. And Marv still thinks Floris Bouchard sells like crap. Even though it's only a C-. That's not that bad. What's Marv's selling? Okay, he's pretty good. Anyway. We have a decision. We got American Elemental 2 coming in, which is great. And we also have Darren Winner. Now, that's a pretty cool name, I have to say. Darren Winner. He's literally, his last name is Winner. He's born to win. Is he a face? I kind of want him to be a heel. Okay. I guess he's going to be a face once we eventually have our face-heel divide. And I'm assuming both these guys are going to be, yeah. We'll have them as lower mid-carders. I don't really like to have enhancement talent. Unless they're not really my wrestler, if that makes sense, on my roster. Now, a guy like Ralph, he could possibly be on his way out as well. He hasn't really done too much. And he does have morale issues as well. Kid Fantastic, he's another guy. Could be on his way out. Yeah, it's tough because, you know, those guys have been around pretty much since we hit small, I guess. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a long time. A very long time indeed. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do now, I'm going to add Kyuchi Matsumoto and Giryu Kato into a tag team together. As long as... do they have negative chemistry? Can't remember. They might have had negative chemistry. Okay, we're going to have to check that. Alright, so chemistry. Giryu Kato. Okay, so Takano has awful chemistry. Okay, that's fine. So Matsumoto, we're going to put them two in a team together. And we're going to call it Full Force. Used to be the kickboxing gym I trained at. Very highly awarded, especially over in Thailand and stuff like that. Didn't do it for too long, but did it for a little while. And we're going to have Giryu Kato, and where is he? Yuichi Matsumoto, under the team name Full Force. I mean, they actually look like they're sort of made to be a tag team as well. Good stuff. Again, we're just trying to add to our tag team division. We've also got another one that we can bring in, which is, of course, Air Attack Weasel and Thrill Seeker, but I think we'll wait a little while. I want to get some use out of both of them with KYLER first. Alright, so once again, we're going to try and do our meddling business here. Still no effect, and they still hate each other, which is not great. But we are up to 23 popularity in the Southwest, which is awesome. It's improving really fast, a lot faster than the Mid-South did, you know, back in the day. Anyway, let's do our main event. Let's go Ernest Youngman, and he can take on Logan Wolfsbane. Do I want to try this for the main event? Maybe Samael. I mean, Samael's got less popularity. But we'll give it a go. We'll give it a crack. 20 minutes. Again, it doesn't really matter. I mean... Can we call? I don't think Logan has... he does. He's got C+ now. I think he's able to call. Which is good to see. It's going to be non-title, of course. Let's go with a tag team match next. Let's go with Double Trouble taking on Full Force. I like that. Give it 10. We'll give Sonny the victory. Nice. We then want to do a singles match between, let's do American Elemental and Kyle Adams. Give it 9 minutes. KYLER to get the victory. Can he call? He's almost up to that level. He can call, okay. It's pretty crazy to get a guy that cheap, that good, that can call matches straight away. And then finally, let's go with a squash match with Primus. And he can take on... Yeah, why not? Actually, let's go Ralph. I kind of like Ralph a little bit more than Kid Fantastic. Alright, so that'll go first. We'll make that 10 minutes. And we'll book our angles. So Ernest will have an angle for the main event. There we go. We'll then go with a Kyle Adams angle. Let's chuck American Elemental in there as well. Actually, no, I don't think we can. This is a lower mid-carder. Obviously, I can change him to a mid-card. But that doesn't really feel right, doing it before he even debuts. And finally, Primus Allen, starting the show off with a big menace angle. Alright, there we go. Let's run the show. Starting off with an 83B+. Primus Allen's menace angle. I really want to try and get to Cult as soon as possible, man. I want to keep this guy. If we're going to stay with Summit Wrestling for the future... Wait, what's happening here? The Snake Pit. I'm assuming... Is that the Southwest? I hope that's the Southwest. Anyway. We then go to a 54C- for his match. We have Primus Allen defeating Ralph Liotta in 8:45 by pinfall with a flying lariat. Ralph off his game, but we also have Primus Allen improving in flying skills, which you don't really understand why he would be improving, but good on him, I guess. We then go to a 52D+ for KYLER's angle. We then go to a 51 for his match against the debuting American Elemental 2. And we have KYLER defeating him in 10:01 by pinfall with a K trigger. He debuted his Mysterious gimmick. Initial rating of above average, so that's pretty good. And a 36 in-ring performance. Just goes to show how good he actually is. We then go to a 47D. We have Double Trouble defeating the newly formed tag team of Yuichi Matsumoto and Giryu Kato, and their team name, of course, being Full Force, in 9:36 when Sunny Wildside defeated Giryu Kato by pinfall with a Fear Factor. A few improvements. We've got Giryu improving in flying skills and Sunny improving in technical skills as well. We then go to a 55C- for Ernest Youngman's pre-main event angle. And his match getting a 63C, we have Ernest Youngman defeating Logan Wolfsbane in 2024 by pinfall with the hit. No improvements, and a nice... he's getting up there, 65 in-ring for Ernest Youngman there. To end the show, we get a 50D+, so that's not too bad. We had a few bad matches in there, a few Ds, but I'm guessing the main event, along with the Primus Allen angle, really helped boost that up a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. Happy about that. Alrighty. I think we'll book one more show, and that'll end the episode. Please make sure you give the video a like, guys. It really is important, and it really shows your support for the series. And honestly, it just means a lot to me, so I do appreciate it. Alright. I'm also thinking about implementing a new title, a mid-card title, next episode. So make sure you check out the next episode. Anyway, we'll do our Meddling yet again. No effect, unfortunately. I forgot in the last episode that I actually changed... Oh, I can't check now, but... So I changed the Uprising shows... Well, I changed both the weekly shows to auto book straight to the Southwest region. So basically, I won't ever actually have to, click in here and then go Southwest. I do, because I want it to be in a generic venue. That way we save money, and we essentially only pay for the people that come in regards to arena size. Anyway, just thought I'd let you guys know. Might help you guys out. Just allows you to have your shows be in that region automatically instead of having to do it manually yourself, unless you do want it in a generic venue. Anyway, this is going to be our last one, our last show of the episode. So let's go with a decent match. Let's go with... What's Sunny's popularity? Really bad, okay. Angel of Mercy can take on Ernest Youngman for the North American title. Let's do it. 20 minutes, title match, title's on the line. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, who's going to win, but hopefully it's exciting nonetheless. We're then also going to have a tag team match. I want to do Air Attack Weasel and Thrill Seeker taking on El Mitico Jr. and KYLER Adams. Pretty good tag match. I want to see if these guys have positive or negative chemistry, really. Hence the test. I'm going to give KYLER the victory. The loser can be Thrill Seeker. And then we're going to go open, called, and decisive. Perfect. Then we'll go with a 3-on-3. Let's go with... Let's go the new Long Beach Mafia. So Primus Allen and Long Beach Mafia 3. And they can take on... Yeah, let's go with our Japanese wrestlers. So Full Force, the tag team of Giryu and Kyuchi Matsumoto. And they can be joined by Avalanche Takano as well. For a nice 10-minute match. Let's, no, we'll make a winner. Let's go Mobstar to win. And Matsumoto to lose. I think that's probably for the best. Bump that up there, and then we'll go one more singles match. Let's go with Felipe Caballero and... Who haven't we used this episode? Rob Reynolds. I think Rob Reynolds is pretty much the only guy we haven't used. Actually, we also have Darren Winner, so let's go with him. He can make his debut in a 9-minute match. And then we'll go open script, where we literally have to go script with him, with Darren Winner. Purely for the fact that he has pretty much, 7F psychology is pretty much a 0. So, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with our angles. We'll go with Ernest for the pre-main event angle. I think that'll be pretty good. We'll go KYLER and El Mitico as well. Both on entertainment. Hopefully KYLER can help out El Mitico a little bit with his entertainment stats. I mean, he doesn't really need help. He doesn't even need help with it, to be honest. I mean, a 71 C plus and a 77 charisma. Acting needs a little bit of work, but I mean, that's good enough for him to get over anywhere, really. So that can go there. We'll reduce this by another minute, actually. And then we'll start off with a... Yeah, a new Long Beach Mafia. We'll just call it the Long Beach Mafia. We know that it's a new one. Obviously, Primus Allen taking over leadership, but... We'll do a Long Beach Mafia angle as well. with all 3 members. Give them a bit of success there as well. Although we're not even really focusing on storylines at the moment. But there we go. It's going to be the final show of the episode, I should say. Generic. Yep, we're in generic. Let's run the show. Starting off with a 64C for the Long Beach Mafia angle. Their 6-man tag gets a 60C, which is really good to see. Long Beach Mafia defeating Avalanche Decano and Full Force in 940, when Mobstar defeated Kyuchi Matsumoto by pinfall with a flattener DDT. We have a few worker improvements. We've got Matsumoto improving in flying skills, Gidea Kato also improving in flying skills, and finally Buster Cap improving in performance. Good match though, really good match. We then go to a 43D. We've got Felipe Caballero defeating Darren Winner in 8:17 by pinfall with a Caballero drop. Only got a 14 in-ring performance from Darren. That's okay. It's okay. He's definitely going to be a work in progress. Like, he needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of psychology to even get decent. I mean, he needs basically 60 points in psychology. Hopefully, like I said, Sam Keith, being his mentor, will pass on psychology. That'd be great. But yeah, like I said, we've got a long way to go. But I'm happy that we have him because his menace is 93, which I think is better than Primus. I don't know. Anyway, we then go to a 53 C- for the Kyle Adams El Mitico Jr. angle. Their tag match gets a 61C. We got Kyle Adams and El Mitico defeating Air Attack Weasel and Thrill Seeker in 939 when KYLER defeated Thrill Seeker by pinfall with a K trigger. Interesting, KYLER with a 49 in-ring, the lowest out of everyone in the match. We also have improvements. We got Thrill Seeker in performance skills and El Mitico in flying skills as well. We then go to a 57 C- for the pre-main event angle from Ernest. And the main event for the North American title, getting us a 66 C+. We have Ernest Youngman defeating Angel of Mercy in 20 minutes 5 seconds by pinfall with the hit. Ernest Youngman makes defense number 4 of his Summit North American title. Ernest was off his game, but Angel of Mercy and Ernest have great chemistry. That's good to see. He also got a 70 in-ring despite being off his game, so I'm happy with that. Not too bad. Let's end the show. We get another D+, 50 D+ this time in the Southwest region. But nice to see that our fans are really starting to get up there. When we first came to the region, we were getting under 500 per show, and now we're 953 for that last one, so that's really starting to come good. I'm happy with that. It's important because it's going to obviously stem the negative, bank balance, the losses per month that we're going to be suffering. PSW looks like they're lowering all of their broadcast quality. All of their production values, I should say, which is interesting. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at the popularity. We're still at 45 in the Mid-South, and we are still just recently after getting 23 in the Southwest as well. So we're doing well. We're definitely doing well. And of course, we only need, we need what was 30 popularity to get on the free-to-air. Yeah, 30 popularity. So once we get 30, we're only 7 points away from 30 in the Southwest. And I mean, once we go to Mexico, we do have a bit of popularity there already. So we're at 13 F+, and that's only 17 points in Mexico. And like I said, once we get on that TV station, we probably won't have to run shows in Mexico again, because we will have TV coverage for these weekly shows. So that's interesting. And that means we can focus on going for cult at the same time. We'll still be gaining popularity in Mexico because of the good shows we're going to be putting on, and of course the coverage being in that region. It's also going to help with popularity in the other two Mexican regions, along with popularity in Puerto Rico as well, as it does have tiny coverage there. Anyway, really good episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We brought in a few new faces, a few new signings. Obviously, Thrill Seeker was brought in to benefit KYLER. Not sure. We'll have to check you guys will have to wait and check the end of stats screen to see if there were any real improvements from the last episode. But hopefully, I'm hoping his stamina is back at a B+, and I'm hoping that his basics are either still at 85 B+, like they were last episode, or hopefully, maybe even 86 B+, and hopefully it's not capped at 84. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure you have smashed the like button before you leave the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. 60% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, so please make sure you do that. Hit the notification bell for your own benefit. You'll be notified when these episodes come out. And of course, we have TEW 2020 coming out in the near future as well. So make sure you're sort of getting notifications for those new series that I'm going to be dropping with the release of that game. Apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and I hope you enjoy the end of stats screen.